day, a great night. Today I'm going to be going over different spring hairstyles that are super easy. You can do it with straight hair, curly hair, wavy hair, short, long. They're just some different ones you can do, and yeah, it should be great. And so if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, the little red button below, and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know below what other little tutorials you would like to hear. So number one is the half braid. So I want to start out with this one. I like to make sure that my hair is split onto one side. I like to have a little bit of hair in back, but you can also shape it a little bit different. If you want your part to go all the way back, you can do that. Just whatever fits with your face shape, because everyone, or your head shape and all that, because it's all different. Everyone's different, so I don't want to say do this and then it doesn't look good on you. But you have to personalize these hairstyles a little bit to you, because your face is different, your head's different, your color's different, just however it works. So after I do that, I just take a little chunk, and from about an inch back over, I'll split it into 3 chunks. And I'll automatically the top one I'll bring underneath right into the middle. So I'll bring that one into the middle, and then the original middle one, so number 2, I'll bring and I'll grab a little bit more hair. And then I'll bring that chunk underneath. So I tighten it a little bit, then I bring strand number 1, which is on the bottom now, and I'll bring it underneath and grab a little bit more hair. Alright, so I like to sometimes even brush this out to make sure it's nice and smooth. So you bring it underneath and you bring it right into the middle. So now you have strand number 3, and we'll just bring that under. Or we'll grab that one, we'll grab a little bit more hair, and then bring it into the middle. Great. So remember, if it's starting to get a little wacko, you can brush a little bit. Be careful not to catch the actual braid, but you're pretty good. So I'll do a couple more of just like braiding it in between. And if I feel like I want to get a little more, I'll grab a little bit more onto whatever strand was on the top and then bring it into the middle. And then you have there, and I'll just pin it up. Put one from the bottom going up, from the top, and then I'll usually just like add another one just to make sure it's held in. And then you got your hairstyle number 1. This is super easy. You can do it with any kind of hairstyle. Nice cute braid. So that's how you do it. It's kind of like it's just a little French braid there. Bring it back and it'll be really cute. It's super simple, quick. We like it. Alright, so for hairstyle number 2, we're going to be doing the backwards unicorn. This one will be super simple, and another really cute one that I love to do. Another little cute one I love to do. So to start out, depending on your head shape again, just depending on how much you'll get. Now, I don't like for how my head shape to have that much up from the top, from the very front, and so I like to take a very small amount. So to start out with this, I like to just part it down the middle, just to kind of get a nice good balance. Part it in the middle. Now, it does not have to be perfect for this. This is just kind of giving you a little baseline of how much hair you're going to take. So now I'll take a little bit, 1/4 of an inch, and I'll slowly bring it back into a triangle. And be aware, if you feel like it works better, you can go straight back. I just like to take more of a triangle out, or more of a diagonal line, which will turn into a triangle in a second. So once I have that set, I'll bring all my hair into the back that's on the bottom, and then I'll bring this side and just bring it straight down. Now we're going to do about the same. You want to make sure, if you need to lift this up for a second, or even you can pin this back. Just make sure you don't include any from the other side into this. So you can pin it back. So make sure you kind of get your baseline here. And then you can take about the same amount and slowly back into a triangle. So then I like to lift both up and make sure that they match, and if they don't, you can always bring a little bit more into it, or take out one side, straighten it out, because these are the lines that you do want to be pretty straight. Okay, so again, I'll bring all my hair into the back, then just with my finger I'll split these into half again, And then I'll take a little small chunk from the front here and then match it up so it's about the same, and then grab a little bit from this side. So take a comb, I like to smooth it out a little bit because it's your very front, so you definitely want this to look great. So I'll just braid, I'll bring hair number 1 underneath into the middle, then hair number 3, I'll bring that down into the middle, hair number 2, I'll bring around and into the middle, and then just keep kind of braiding. So as I go on, I will just add a little bit more hair, just a little section. And then after each level, I like to do a little bit of just normal braiding instead of bringing hairs in. After you have a little chunk for all of them, and sometimes I'll do one without adding hair in just to make sure it keeps in a braid and it's not too loose. And so I also want to make sure I tighten this so you really get that braided look, and just keep adding it in. So also again, if you need to brush out a little bit, make it look smooth, you can do that. So now I'll just take a basic ponytail that matches my hair color, and I will just tighten it until it's pretty tight here. And with that, I'll just bring a little loop through, point it out, reposition, maybe bring some more volume in here, and then there's my backward unicorn. Number 3 is the braided half side. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it today. So I like to take it, and right above where my head starts to curve it down is where I'll put my line. I do alter that a little bit because I do have a slight bump thing that I like to cover up. So depending on how much I want to cover that up, that's what I do. Okay, so once you're kind of happy with this part, I found it best if we bring it all the way into the back. Alright, once I have that set, I'll come here into the back and just bring, put a line straight down, and then bring everything else and pin it behind my head. So I have my hair here, I have it into the back, so then I'll go about halfway and I'll bring a line going straight back into the middle. Alright, now to kind of decipher these back and forth, I am just going to put this one behind my ear and then keep this one right up top. So I'll take a small chunk, and we're going to do the same thing as I've been showing you with the other one, is this French braid. So we're going to first just start out with just a normal braid. You're just bringing it under, you switch over different hairs, and then after you've done that a few times and you feel like you have a good start and it looks like a braid, we're going to add in a little bit from the top. Alright, and then once I grab some from the top, I'll also grab some from the bottom, and then just keep doing that until I have my full braid of all this hair that we selected. Braid a little beyond the braid line, so I kind of still a little bit extra, and then I'll just put a small little elastic at the very end and try to bring it as close to your head as possible. Don't give yourself a headache, you don't have to do it super tight, but just making sure that it's right there at the scalp. Okay, so our first hair, you bring that just back here. If you want to pin it up, you can do that so it's out of the way. And then we're going to do the same thing down here, where we just start with a small chunk and we slowly braid back. Okay, and so we got that all braided up. Put a small elastic, and we've got it there. Now, depending on how your hair works and how your calluses find out what you'll do next. If it doesn't stick out that much, you can easily just put a little bit of hair from the back and help keep it in place that way. Now you can see my hair is popping out a little bit, so what I will sometimes do is I just take a bobby pin and I'll just put a little, I'll pin it there, the same thing as the other one, make sure it's in, and then I'll bring hair over it, and that will help it to stay in the back more and not have it like stick out like a crazy. So this one's like an easy up, just kind of pulls back in on one side. Now here you can do the braided thing again. You could just pin it right up here, whatever you want to do. So just find something cute to go. Alright, so for this one I call it the two-sided egg drop. So start out, so you can do a straight line, or you can always have a little fun and just take from one side and just zigzag back and forth and try to keep it pretty even. And then you just pull aside the hair and you have a cool little zigzag. It's bigger or less hairs. You can do the zigzags a little smaller, bigger, whatever you like. Alrighty, and then from the back, you'll just want to take a line down, right down the middle of your scalp. So then you have your hair on each side. Alright, so for this step, you don't have to do it, but I like just wet down the top of my hair a little bit just to make it a little more slick. So you just pull all your hair, make sure it's smooth, and you just pull into a ponytail. Alright, and then we'll just do the other side. I like to be able to do them right along the same time, and so that we can keep them about the same height. So we have both ponies here now. So what you're going to do is you're just going to get your brush and just rat it up a little bit. So you don't have to do that much, but just enough so you kind of have more of a ball there. And then you just take your little elastic and just put it around there. So there's your first little ball. Now we'll do on the other side.